So this is the western trench that we started digging last week. I'm still at the top end of the trench here. Through here we're getting lots of this modern ploughing continuing. We knew that was there when we initially looked at the site, but we can see that features are beginning to come through at the top end here, but further down at the bottom where we were getting a lot of Roman material, there's about 1.5 meters worth of like backfill topsoil to take out. So next week we're going to have to come back with a proper digger machine and take out quite a bit of soil in order to get down to Roman levels. We have got colours coming through at the very bottom of that large swathe that we took out yesterday.
Hello, so we're at Postdoctoral today and we've been working on all the finds that are coming out of this year's field school. So the students have been getting to grips with lots of different activities, but they've been doing 3 in particular. So what we have is a workflow in Postdoctoral, and they start by washing and cleaning the finds that come off site. So that's particularly been pottery, bone and CBM from this particular site. So the way they do that is using water. The other task they have been up to is bagging and sorting the finds. So they'll make sure to separate by material. So again, in Postdoctoral we're interested in separating pottery, glass, CBM, flint, metal, etc., all into their own categories, and then they bag those for us. And they've also been up to the last part of Postdoctoral as well, which is where we think about archiving and storing finds. So they've been following all the protocols that are needed for that, so they're making sure that everything is in sealed airtight containers, for example, and also making sure to properly support all the finds in the way that they need as well. I've got a couple of really great finds to show as well. Both of these are pieces of pottery from the Roman period. So we have a lovely piece of saming ware, which is really diagnostic of the Roman period in the British Isles. And I also have a handle off an amphora as well, which is really great at helping us to understand some of the trade and diet of people here.
So I think our greatest achievement over the past week has been the construction of Connor's Aqueduct. This great thing you can see behind me. It's a fantastic feature of modern engineering. We've been suffering really badly from these deluges right at the end of the day, which have eroded away most of the work we've done during the day. So we've invested quite a lot of time in making sure that the majority of that water is running around the edge of the trench. We've also created a sort of bank and ditch by emptying one of the modern furrows and dumping the spoil on the downslope side to stop the water coming across. And because of those early downpours, we've lost quite a lot of definition in here, but we were able for a while to see the arc of the roundhouse coming round. We've also extended our trench outwards by a couple of meters, which means that we can now get the full circuit of that outer roundhouse. We're still struggling to pin down the relationship between these 2 roundhouses. Clearly they can't be in existence at the same time. So far it looks as though the inner one, which is the better preserved of the 2, is also the more recent, the younger one. And from what few finds we've got, it looks as though that we're getting Roman pottery from the inner one and more prehistoric looking pottery from the outer one. That said, we've also got a very fine Neolithic blade from our inner one, which is presumably not where it should be. So at the moment things are progressing, and I think by the end of the next 3 weeks we will have 2 things that look really very convincing roundhouses.